Okay, so today I'll be showing you how to install a PiVPN VPN server on your Raspberry Pi. And first, obviously, you want to ensure that you have root privileges on your machine, and on a Raspberry Pi, if you set it up, you should. And then now we need to just get the install script from the PiVPN website. Now, PiVPN's website would advise you to use this command, so curl L and then install.pivpn.io, and then pipe that directly into bash, although that can actually cause bugs on many machines installing it right over the network. So the best way is probably to just put it into a file. So let's just say install script. We can just say install script. Okay, so now we've gotten the script, and then what we can say is cat install script, and then we can pipe that into bash, and then that will do it for us. And then this might ask you for your password, although I'm already signed in, so it won't. And then this might just take a bit. You should probably run apt get upgrade before you run this. And everything here is up to date, so it'll be continuing with the installation. And then this might take a bit. Okay, so now it brought up this graphical interface, and it's just going to be installing the required packages. Okay, so now we get to the installation thing. It says this installer will transform your Raspberry Pi into an OpenVPN server. So we're going to hit OK. It tells you that it needs a static IP address. This is just essentially so that if your router ever goes offline or if your Raspberry Pi reboots, it won't change its IP address, which will mean that you won't be able to reconnect to it from outside the network, which of course is a bad thing. So it's going to request a static IP address to your router. Now, depending on your router, it might actually get annoyed, and you're going to have to consult your router's instructions on how to enable static IP addresses. And again, this is static internal IP addresses, not external addresses. But for the most part, this should just be fine. And if you encounter any issues, you should consult your router's manual. So now we need to choose a user. There's only one user installed here, so I'm just going to choose that one. Unintended upgrades is essentially it'll just update security without you having to do anything. We should probably enable that. It's just to enhance security. Okay, so now it's asking for the protocol that we want to use. As it says, you should really be using UDP unless there's a specific reason you want to use TCP. UDP can result in some lost packets, but it's going to be quite a bit faster, so we should use UDP. So now we're using the port. The default port for VPNs is usually 1194. Some people don't like to use the default port just for security reasons. What you can do is use 1194 on this device, and then on your router you can have a different external port and forward it to this internal port. But for now we're just going to leave it as 1194. It doesn't really matter. You can change it though, and then we can confirm that. And then it talks about elliptic curves, which is it adds some security to your encryption, although it only works on newer devices. There's a very great computer file video explaining how elliptic curves work, and you should check that out. But for now, we're just going to enable it. We're going to use 256-bit encryption because it's just going to be quite a bit faster. If you really want more security, you can use higher bit encryption, but 256 will work fine for us. And then it's just asking us about IP and DNS. You should just leave this as default, so just use the IP. Unless you know specifically what you should be using here, you should just select Google. Okay, and now everything's installed. So now what we can do is we can run PiVPN add to create profiles, which basically is the key that you can give to various devices to actually connect to your VPN server. However, we're going to want to reboot first, so we're going to do that now. The reboot is complete. So now we're going to start adding clients. Now the way you do this is PiVPN flag is A. So, and then again, you're going to want to type in your password. And now so we're going to want to do a name of the client. So you could make this like a name of a person that you're giving it to, but maybe you're just using this on your phone, so we'll call it phone. Enter the password. You can just type whatever password you want and then type it again. Okay, and that was it. So we just created the key. You can see it's in your home directory. So if I do, it's in the home directory in the OVPN server. So I'm in the home directory right now, as you can see by the little tilde in front of the command line. So if I do cd OVPNs and do dir, we can see phone.ovpn. That's where you want it. So that's the key. So if you want to connect to this VPN server, you would just take that file, copy it to whatever device you want, and then you can use whatever OpenVPN client you want and connect using that. And then you'll also be prompted for a password, what you'll have to do. And that's really the complete installation process of the PiVPN server. Now you'll also have to port forward your router to allow for external traffic to connect to your Raspberry Pi, although that does vary from router to router, and you should consult your own router manual for how to do that. But that's it for now, so thank you for watching.